It's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my club, they tugging. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Hold up. Yeah.
And good morning to my friends. We are live on YouTube, broadcasting across all time and space. Welcome to the market that doesn't really go down too much, but it's going down right now. More importantly, my friends, do you know that Tilray, yes, that Tilray, did a reverse split? And it just had a 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal. Faux show, bro. Blue line to orange line. Consolidated, did the Andy Dufresne. Faux show, bro, right there. And then it became a 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal, pre-market high break. So look who's back. It's Tilray. We just traded that. That was us selling it up there. So now that this stock, and if you don't know about it, it's worthless, completely worthless. They don't even do weed. It's just a rumor. This company doesn't even exist anymore. It's a Canadian weed stock, completely bankrupt. Zero chances of ever doing anything. Inevitably, it'll be back at zero. But the theme of 2025 is the more worthless, the better. Because every stock, it's like they're like a class of awful stocks or a class of students, like in grade school. And the teacher says, which one wants to get short squeezed today? Ooh, pick me. Ooh, pick me. And every dog shit, worthless piece of garbage stock that I could possibly think of this year has been squeezed. And this morning we saw Tilray moving. I was like, I'm not even interested in this one because this is like the ninth. This has been below the ninth circle of hell. You know when they say you're scraping the bottom of the barrel? Tilray lives in the dumpster juice underneath the barrel with the creepy crawlies. And I was thinking, all right. It had a little move in the pre-market and it rolled over and died. Thought nothing of it. And next thing you know, it's doing this thing. And this is the tattoo that I have on my chest. Because if you see any stock doing this, whatever it is, buy it. Especially if it's a dog shit, worthless piece of crap that just did a 1-for-10 reverse stock split, because these reverse stock splits take the liquidity out of the market. Then they create some buying, which then hits the scanners and then hits the message boards. And then sometimes these stocks are the ones that go 5, 10x on the first couple of days that they've done the reverse split. Now we've already had our fun, and I'm going to wait to see if it comes back. And right now, my pal Salagello is short the Qs again. We already kept our streak alive. So right now, if you guys have been tracking me, and I know some of you have, my Raging Bull friends, my YouTube friends, this trade now, see how it went to the orange line? This is Credo. And we played the fade this morning. Got paid a couple of points on the way down, and then we know shorting is short-lived and you're going to die. Broke back over VWAP, faux show, bro, VWAP break. The longs got paid. Right here, I was thinking about shorting it if I was watching it, but then I got short right here. Retraced back to the VWAP, but now you got a VWAP break on a stock that reported earnings. This trade has worked now, get this, 1,236 times in a row. Over the last 4 years, not one loss on the setup. Let me say that again. 1,156 of these in a row over the last 4 years have shown up and have provided you a winning trade. I didn't say I didn't lose money on other trades. I didn't say anything about where the market's going. This trade, when it shows up, works. And I guess if I say over the last 4 years, it works every single time. So if you guys are out there And you guys know any internet people that talk about track records or win rate? You tell them I'm coming for them. And hell's coming with me. So anyway, the market just triggered a sell-off because of AMD. So something happened, and AMD did this, right? And we just went from a lazy bull market day to something's going on. 1 minute, multi-day VWAP reversal. Trade hasn't failed in 4 years. But now what's unique is that it tried to rally back and then got rejected again. So something's going on. And look how this stock preceded the entire market. And here's the cues. And this is why my friend Solid is short right now, because just like that Credo trade where it made a new high and then failed and then tried to make a new high and rolled, that's the finger of God. So here's the Credo trade. Same exact chart pattern. So what we do here for a living, friends, it's called chart pattern recognition. And my name is Kenny Glick. I am the universe's #1 chart pattern recognition trader. And I say the universe is because somebody out there pretends that he's America's #1 pattern recognition trader. And if that guy's #1 in America, then I must be the best in the universe because that guy's a hack. So chart pattern recognition meets algorithmic trading, which is volume weighted average price, and prior VWAP, or as we call it here, multiple time frame VWAP. And through careful experimentation, some call it back testing, if you want to be fancy, or you just do the trade. This trade that we got here, and what are those red lines? Those were places that we were placing stops. And if you joined my class a couple of weeks ago, you'd know about that. So let's erase that. Look how clean and beautiful that is. So the premise is I short stocks that are gapped up looking for profit taking. It's a hard trade because the market never goes down. But look at this wonderful trade right here. See that candle? It all started pre-market. The levels pre-market are where you draw your lines. The blue line is your institutional buy or sell line. Stock gap up on earning, break blue lines, short it. And the short was working. Now, I caution people right at the open to get flat, meaning cash out of your short. And it worked and you did nice. But in this case, we stayed short because the idea was that if the fade is going to happen, or let's say continue, it's going to happen at the open. Because when do the profit takers show up? At the open. They say to themselves, look at me. I bought Credo a couple of days ago and I held through the earnings report and I won. How do I want to? Now I want to take some of that money. What are they going to do? They're going to sell the open. And that is the 930 candle. And look what a doozy it was. And I know you weren't here to see it, and it's hard to believe that it happened. But when you don't have any other VWAP to tell you where the stock is going, and again, we thought it could go to the orange line, obviously, and that was down here at the time. So you just go back to trading price. So if you're trading $195 stock, what I like to do is I take a look at what the options are doing. And with Credo, I was shocked to see that they traded in 5-point increments. Usually they have 2.5-point increments. But because they only trade in 5-point increments, it's more susceptible to drop 5 points and move in 5-point increments because that's how the options are trading. See here, they have the 2.5s. Once you got over 200, there was 200s. But once you broke under 200, then we went right back to the 197.50, 195, 192.50, 190. So look at this fantastic trade. When it broke 195, we covered some at 192.50, some at 190, and then 187.50. Even got done some down there. And then obviously 190 and 192.50 on the way back up. We covered the rest because that's how we trade. And then the brave souls that said, hey, isn't that the faux show? Yes, it is. They bought the Credo at 195 while I was covering the rest of my short, and the stock wound up going up 17 points. And then we said, oh, man, thank God we got out of that short. And then somebody said, yeah, I went long and I just made 10 points. Thanks. And then I said, well, I'm going to wait to see if I can get another short off. And then I took it off my screen. You know what happened after that? I went back and checked on it, and I said, oh, no, Credo's going down. Well, if it breaks that range, I might have to short it. And then I tried to short it. I didn't even get any. I had to chase it. And I got short around 206.80. But what this little thing did for me is that, all right, if I'm wrong, I'm going to have to cover if it breaks back over here and breaks the high. I identified my risk, and I said, all right, maybe we'll get to retrace the VWAP. And then we did. And I'm already taking some off the table. And then I reminded myself, wait a second, stocks that report earnings that break VWAP tend to go down, and they might go down to the orange line because that's how the program works. Orange line. Blue line. Orange line. Now, I ain't going to bullshit you. I covered on the way down, 197.50, 195. And then I put my stop at 197.50, and they got me. I didn't enjoy the other 7 points, but some of us did. And again, that was my choice. My risk tolerance was shrinking. I wanted to lock it in, and I decided to use the 197.50. And yeah, I left money on the table. But what you're witnessing right here is how to make a living trading. It's not about owning stocks. You want to own stocks, the Qs. Buy the QQQ. They'll be at 1,000 within 3 years. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. That's not why you're here. I don't think we need to debate whether or not we're in a bull market and it's probably going to last for another 3 to 5 years. I don't think that's a debate. Bubble, no bubble. That's not the conversation you need to have in here. The conversation you have in the hit the bid room is, how do I make money right now? We could talk about what you're going to do with that money afterwards. But you want to make money today, and you want to lock it in. That is trading blue lines and orange lines and ranges. And that's why when Tilray showed up, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to buy this. And that's exactly what I said. I was like, I don't even want to buy this, but I have to because I'm required by law as a VWAPian, the king of the VWAPians. Lord VWAPian. I was like, oh shit, it's a 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal on a stock that just did a 10-for-1 split. I got to buy some. And then it started working. I was like, holy shit, I got to buy more because it broke pre-market highs. And right now, I'm very excited about this market selling off right now because our pal, Solid, he ain't fucking around. He saw the AMD move. And he's like, hell, I don't care that Kenny's scared to short the Qs. I'm shorting the Qs because it's the same exact move as the Credo. They squeeze you, little blow off top, confirmation, then it rolls, and then it breaks a range, and then it breaks VWAP. And next thing you know, you went from, I'm never shorting the Qs ever again, to holy shit, I'm short the Qs. And that's trading, my friend. And that's why idea generation and scanners and all that stuff you hear about, win rates, track records, services. Every hour, somebody's got a different service. Well, my scanner scans only from 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock for the mass moves. Yeah, my scanner scans, it goes back in time and then forward in time. And I use a team of NASA scientists to spin. No, you don't. Nobody has a 90% win rate on anything. Doesn't exist. But when you're with us, we show you how to trade, and you create your own track record and win rate. Because it ain't about the commentary, because I'm not even short the Qs right now. I'm rooting on my pal. And that's why we do it live, Holmes. That's why we do it live. Because some of these trades that we find intraday and how we work these orders and know where things are going, it is something to behold. It's freaking magic, as a matter of fact. And the one thing that we have here that nobody has is us. This guy right there, Solid Jello, and me, Kenny Glick. So I know if you guys are out there trying to figure it out, right? Well, what do I get for this service? You get me, and you get the VWAP, and you get the guy that navigates the market better than anybody on the face of this planet. And then you got this guy right here, Solid Jello, whose computer screamed at him to short the cues, and he did it. I let the emotion get in the way. Oh, I don't want to short the cues, man. Every time I short the cues, I seem to lose money. And look at this trade right now. And that is trading at its best. Suspending what you believe, suspending what you think, because none of it matters. The only way to make money is to be a robot, like I did on Tilray. Oh my God, it's a 1-minute multi-day VWAP reversal. I have to do something about this. Just like Solid just did. Where do you think he just covered? Right there. This is Solid Jello covering his short right now in your fotch. Why? Because it got to the orange line. You see how it's bouncing off the orange line? That's not a coincidence, people. The market is rigged. Solid and I and the hit the bid VWAPians have the rigging to the market. So you want to fuck around in 2026 or you want to join us and make money? Because prices are going up. This is restaurant quality trading. This is VIP. This is elite. There will be no more discounts in 2026. You got one day to decide, or you could be broke for the rest of your life. Join now because it's going to be 10 grand a year starting January 15th. This is elite, VIP. We don't discount. This ain't a record store buying a CD from some shitty band. This script alone that you're looking at, that's worth 10 grand. And you get us to be hanging out with you for 8 hours a day. And by the way, if you're wondering about any other body's service, I own everybody's service now. I bought 10 services yesterday. Especially the guy that says he's got a 95% track record on closed options trades. So far, I'm 0 for 1. So I put his track record to use. So far, I'm a loser. I took his trade yesterday. It's not working. So apparently the scam is, if you read the fine print on the service, it says close trades. So I guess if I don't close it and I let my option expire worthless, I win. According to him, I do. And I'm being serious right now. There's a guy that says he's got a 98%, whatever it was, 92% win rate over 10 years on option trades. I was like, that's impossible. And then I read the fine print, and it said on closed trades. So the ones that he took profit on when he had it and he closed the trade, he doesn't tell you that the other trades, they all just expired worthless. Oh, those don't count. Like the one I'm in right now that I took from the service last night. Track record, my ass. Or you hang with Solid and myself and the Hit the Bid crew, and we teach you how to build your own track record. I'll teach you everything there is to know about trading. You want to swing trade? I'll tell you when it's good to swing. You want to put some options? You want to do some triple-winged iron condors for some reason? I can teach you about that. I'll teach you one thing about it. You don't need it. You need 2 lines, blue line, orange line. And then you step up and you got a couple of more lines. And their white lines go a long way, either up your nose or through your face. Nothing to stop but killing your brain. Freeze! Rock! You guys are breakdancing in your house right now, right? Counting this Credo money. Who's having a good time today? Who's first time here? First time here? First time, long time? Mega dildos? What? Anybody here for the first time? Anybody confused? What's going on? Email me. I'll tell you all about it. My name is Emil Franchausen. And if you know that reference, you're a weirdo. Email me. I'm doing some more stuff. Oh, shit. You think it's a coincidence that we're bouncing off this orange line, right? By the way, you just thought the market sold off because of something with AMD and NVIDIA. Pre-programmed. See, the news is incidental. The market's finding a base right here because of prior day VWAP, right? So now what you're doing right now is what we're all doing is we're taking profits, right? And now you lower your stop to the breakdown price. Breakdown, shakedown, which is roughly the 620. So now if you're delusional, like we all are right now, thinking the market actually is going to go rolling over and going red, and I get excited even when I even say that out loud. Whew. Now you take 2 days worth of DVAP. DVAP, that's a new VWAP. VWAP, and you say, oh, shit, 2 days worth of VWAP breaking right now. Get excited, but don't get overly excited. And then look at 3 days worth of VWAP. Oh, get excited, because that's where we're headed next. Look at your friend UVXY. UVXY is going green or close to it while the market's selling off. Suddenly something's different. Suddenly this day is getting a lot more interesting. And that's why we do it live, friends. Because you never know what you're going to get. And suddenly we're short the freaking cues. In a million years, I didn't think this was going to happen today. And that's what I love about trading. Holy freaking shit. Solid Yellow does it again. And it's all right if you're not a professional like Solid, you can be. He's shorting up here. Because that's why he is the magic man. Now, you see that red line that I just drew, how we started to go? There's the anomaly print. There's Fat Finger Freddy. I didn't think Fat Finger Freddy was going to come into play, but suddenly we're at Fat Finger Freddy. We're not here to debate whether the market's rigged anymore. It told us at 8:02 that there's a good chance that we're going to go down here, and there was really no reason to believe it, and suddenly we're here, and we're bouncing off that exact price. You're telling me the market's not rigged? Are you mad? And now look where prior day VWAP is, the same level we broke out from this morning. You think we're going to head there? Pretty sure we're going to head there now, hopefully. And now we're only 50 cents away from a full-blown fucking reversal. Holy shit. Now you know why I'm very excited about trading every single day, because I never know what's going to happen. I don't pretend to, but I can participate in it. And look how it's bouncing off that price, friends. It's just a coincidence, right? Right. It's just a coincidence. Right. That's why when stocks go to prices where something happened before, you do that thing. Wow. Just a coincidence, right? That it went to the same price where the market told us it was going to go, and then it's bouncing off that same exact price. Right. ride. See that, friends? That's called believing. And that's why we do it live. I just witnessed this. I'm in it, and I don't believe it just happened. That's how amazing this is. And that's why I continue to do this. I cannot believe how this stuff works every day. You understand now, friends? It's not about scanners. It's not about some schmuck on the internet with a Yankee hat talking about getting rich overnight in Celsius. It's not about having a scanner, finding the next something that does this, something, something, something. This is it. Every scanner that anybody has is scanning me. I am Scan Man. Scanning all the scans that a Scan Man can. Scan Man. Yeah, it's just a coincidence that we just bounced off the same level. By the way, that's the end of the move, it looks like. You won. Congratulations. Shorting is short-lived and you're going to die. But man, when you have the algorithmic prices ahead of schedule and you know where to get in and where to get out, there really isn't anything else to talk about because that is all that trading is, right? They want to make it sound like it's so important to know about what these companies do, how much money they make, and income statements and EBITDA. Irrelevant. None of that matters anymore. It's one big rigged casino. We got the rigging. They don't. Play the rigging, and we're awesome. Scanners. I'll give you frickin' scanners. Here, look at this Credo trade, huh? Right? Come on now, people. Come on now. Right? It's just a coincidence that it went from the blue line to the orange line, and that's where it found love. Yeah, it's a coincidence. It's a coincidence the Qs just went to the Fat Finger Freddy tree to the penny and bounced 2 points. Yeah, it's just a coincidence. That's sarcasm. If you're not catching that, I'm laying it on pretty thick. The whole market's rigged. The debate is over. We win the car. Yeah, it's just a coincidence, right? Did you guys cover and go long, you psychos? But if you just covered and didn't go long, that's cool too. Well, let me show you before we go any further, right? That Credo trade. If you guys are coming to Vegas, I'm telling you, man, let's get this chart pattern. This is just the inverse of the faux show bro. It's the finger of God. And then it showed up on the Qs, which was kind of crazy. But it's not crazy. See, that's the thing. This chart pattern recognition and the VWAP prove what. And I remember when I walked into an algorithmic trading office once to try to pitch them an idea, and I said, I have proof that the market's rigged. And this guy rolls his eyes. I'm like, what are you rolling your eyes? I was like, I thought you trade algos. You see the market being rigged. And he's like, oh, it's not really rigged. I'm like, no, it is rigged. What are you talking about? And all these years later now, I definitely have the proof. This is my proof. Blue line, orange line holds, orange line. Next thing you know, you're covering and going long. It's every trade on every stock. I mean, are you serious right now? Are you freaking serious about what we just did here? We just might have covered at lows and created new generational lows, because if those don't break today, new generational lows. But see, this is a trade that never even thought it was going to take shape. Didn't even want to join in till it broke down under here. And it went to exactly where I thought it could go. And then before you even have a chance to get excited about being short, which you should never be excited about being short, you're out of the trade. Now, most likely that'll be your new generational low, at least for the month or two. And what you do know now is if it breaks down here, you break today's lows, we got something different going on. And what symbol is this? What's nerds? That's a stock. Nerd wallet. It's like a bank or some shit, right? Anyway. But look at this stock. Look at this is the index, right? Billions and billions, trillions, if not dollars, are moving. All rigged. Right? You think collectively all of these stocks could move like this if it wasn't programmed? Right? You're witnessing it right here. Look where we covered because we knew Fat Finger Freddy, how important he is. Bang. Fat Finger Freddy. Because the market is rigged. You just witnessed it absolutely 100%. And I show this to you every day. If you're not convinced yet, how about that credo? Come on, people. It's the same exact thing going on with the Qs. They're all tied together. And that's why when we use the mantra, the market never goes down. Yeah, it went down. But while you're shorting, you have to think to yourself, all right, this is crazy. I can't believe it's going down. It's definitely not going to last. Shorting is short-lived, and I'm going to die. All right. Oh, look, we just got to a very specific spot. I got to cover. All right, we're below multi-day VWAP. I'm going to use multi-day VWAP as my stop because the market never goes down. I'll enjoy this for what it's worth, knowing I have to move on inevitably. And this is all just one day, right? So my option traders, right? I know you're out there. Credo, impossible to trade options. Big spread, illiquid, too expensive, awful. But the Qs, right? That's where you go and you use these zero date options, right? So when you saw the Qs rolling over, one day you might be as savvy as Solid, who was buying 622s on that turn. And let me show you what he was doing. So right on the turn, we buy at the money or slightly out of the money puts. That's the one you want to go to guarantee you make something on a smaller move. And if you want to sprinkle in a lotto play, that's up to you, or you think we're going to roll over and die. But to day trade options, you trade them as if it's the stock. So you go 622 today, right? So here's the 622s. How you like me now? You don't have to be buying the low because down here, the market was still looking awesome. But then the market starts to roll over, and the puts also will be breaking VWAP. So even if you were, the savviest over here buying them at 90 cents, where Solid was buying them, there's your confirmation, and they're still only $1.50, and they went to $5. So when you see that ad on TikTok, we got a percentage gain of 300%. There it is. It's not about buying a $2 stock that goes up 300%. It's positioning yourself on an option trade on a stock with a high quality of success, translating that into an option play. And here's your $200 to 300% gain on this one trade. So my TikTok and YouTube friends, my job really is to debunk everything that you've ever heard about in this industry. There is no secret sauce. There is no secret scanner. There is no way to find the next one that's going to do the next something. You could just play it when it starts to happen, like that Tilray. You didn't have to be in it before anybody else. You joined in on the best part of it, right? The reversal part. No magic sauce. It's just looking, my scanners look for what's important. Volume. Where's the money? And look how much volume came pouring into Tilray. Join in, have some fun, get the hell out, and next thing you know, we could look at this thing again. Maybe later today at 770 again. That'd be nice. And listen, my friends, my two best trades today were trades that I didn't even want to be in. Like Tilray long and that last QQQ short. That's what I love about this game, right? I mean, I do this commentary on the YouTube and I do this stuff with JC and Spencer in the morning. By the time I'm done talking, I could be on the other side of my own trade. That's trading. Waiting for that credo short opportunity again. That's trading. Patience, discipline, risk management. That's what we teach you. And those are, as they say, invaluable. And let me tell you one more thing about this track record fallacy. Somebody said it in the chat room. You could be at 50% and still make money. Right. You could be at a 98% win rate. Right. What if you're the most unluckiest fucknut there is on earth? And you just keep happening to take the 2%. Right. Or worse. Remember, the win rate, it's all relative depending on who's telling you the win rate is. So let's say here, so he could say his win rate. So he buys a stock at 1607. It goes to 1608. He takes the 1 cent profit. Hey, winning trade. He adds it to this track record. Then he buys a stock at the next thing he trades. He trades MSTR. He buys it at 178.80. It goes up 7 cents. He takes a 7 cent profit. Wow. So now he could put, hey, I'm 2 for 2. My track record is 100%. But then he does his third trade. He buys a stock and it drops $30, and he loses $3,000. So his P&L is minus $299.07 because he made $3 on the 2 winning trades, but he lost $3,000 on the 1 loss. Is he a good trader or a bad trader? Right? So if you do 9 trades and you make $100 on each one, and then your 10th one you lose $2,000, you're a loser. But your track record's at 90%. Get it? You don't ever see the fine print. You don't ever hear the end of the story. You'll hear the whole story with me, whether you like it or not. gonna have me some fun. Oh, gonna have me some fun. What, you shorting again? What do you guys want to do now? Tulsa King's getting much better now. I want to get back into that. You guys watching Tulsa King? You guys shorting the market again? You sick bastards, are you? All right, let's see what you're doing here. All right. Hang on a second. Let me see. Lisa's getting short. Uh-oh. You see how it didn't break back above the price right there? Why do I put my red lines there? I showed you that on Saturday. You go back to price. Just like that Fat Finger Freddy trade. That's why we draw the line down there to remind us Fat Finger Freddy was waiting for us down there. All you're doing is you got to just remind yourself where these dramatic pivots happen. Because where something dramatic once happened, stocks tend to go back and see what's going on at those levels. So speaking of Vegas, yeah. Oh, baby. Well, they can't throw me out because I'm a scheduled speaker. But, man, I'm going to tear shit up. And hopefully it's Tuesday. And then we can party for the rest of the time while we're there. What I really want to do is we're going to plan this ahead of schedule. So Monday, I'm flying in on Monday. We'll go right to the expo. We'll do they have a little cocktail party. And then we'll plan for the my little church ceremony to indoctrinate people to VWAP. I'm going to make it as if I'm like an evangelistic preacher. I'm going to call people out of the audience, and you're going to say some sort of study that you use, and I'm going to damn it from your brain, and you're going to faint, and then you'll rewake as a VWAPian. And then we all get tattoos. Inconceivable. I don't think you use this word for what it's for. It's funny that you mentioned that. Because we were just talking about that guy the other day, Mandy Potemkin. Hello. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Hey, listen, I was hoping that Qs were going to roll over there for you, too. I don't think so. I don't know. UVXY flirted with going green. Let's take a look again. Hey, by the way, this stock doesn't want to go away either. PLRZ from earlier. Surprised. Once they break down the VWAP, they usually don't come back. I might have to keep this on the radar. Speaking of that, I mean, make sure you keep an eye on that Tilray for the rest of the day. Because it gets squeezed once, and it's still holding the VWAP. So, all right, I'll be right back. I'm going to go refresh my coffee, see what's going on. It's been an interesting day. Those last two trades were kind of like bizarre. I didn't think there'd be a Q short, but that's over for me. Got in late, but I got out perfect. Now I'm rooting for you. I'd love to see this market roll over and die because that would add to the excitement. I'll be right back. if you need to know. What's up, y'all? What's up, internet? It's me. I know. Maybe not what you expected. Better looking, right? 54 years old, right here. If it wasn't for my bad knees, calves, hamstrings, stomach, no hair, bad elbow and shoulder, I'd be in tip-top shape right now. Acid reflux, irritable bowel, what? But all that, and I still could probably out-trade anybody on earth. So what you witness here every day, internet, right, is 20 years of work put together, right? And I've never seen anything like this before. At first, it sounded like we were just having these jaded, cynical, conspiratorial conversations with each other. And then we started to notice, wait a second, this ain't a conspiracy. The market is manipulated. And we all know it's manipulated, right? Manipulated by people also. Forget about algorithms for a second. The purest form of manipulation is the easiest form. What is that? The buy recommendation and the sell recommendations. Or if you become president and you have the influence over the stock market. Any kind of influence you have over the market is a form of manipulation. And everybody's corrupt. Let's not be delusional about that, right? So upgrades and downgrades, these guys don't care whether they're right or wrong. They usually have another purpose behind their upgrade and a downgrade, right? Ever noticed that a lot of times the stock will get upgraded and it'll be down for the day and it'll be downgraded and it'll be up that day? Yeah, because that was what the plan was all along. But that's the easiest form of manipulation. What we do is we know that these stocks are pre-programmed to do certain things. And that form of manipulation and rigging is fantastic. There's nothing negative about it. It's just that's how the market works. It's not about a group of people collectively saying, hey, we've done some work on the EBITDA on Credo. We think it's worth 193.68 based on our easy. No. They program it. They want to buy it or they want to sell it. And then they work those orders throughout the day. And they're trying to get the best price for their block of stock. And as those orders are being done by all these different quant firms and algorithms and funds, it's programmed. And what we're doing is we're just reading the programming and joining in. And that's why it takes the thought process out of what we're doing here. Hey, I didn't think the market was going to go down. Oh, wait, it's breaking VWAP. I guess I should probably short it. Yes. And when you're wrong, again, not every trade is going to work as clean as this one, where it just broke VWAP and went to the orange line. If it doesn't break, or for instance, what it did before, you could have made money on this short right here. But when you're shorting in a market that, unless you're delusional, you know it doesn't go down too often. You know that shorting is short-lived and you're going to die. So you can make money shorting 121.60, but then it gets down $1 and then it does that faux in and showing, fake them out, shake them out. And then it starts to rally back. You got to say, oh, well, I better get out of the way. And you maybe got out flat, which is better than losing. And then it happens again. You say, all right, you know what? I'll give it another shot. Same scenario. You shorten it at VWAP. You're using the breakdown prices and the pivot points as your stops. And this time it goes to that price again. And this time you say, hey, I remember what happened last time it went here. Oh, good. Now I'm going to do something. You cover some. And then, my God, it actually rolled over. And then you say, okay, now it's probably going to go back to the lows of the day. If not, Fat Finger Freddy. And that's where your targets were. And the whole time you're thinking, I can't believe this is actually happening. But if it gets to these prices, I'm going to take the money, knowing it's not going to last. Right? So forth and so on. And that is why every bull market is built on the broken souls of people that sell and psychotically go short. Because the people that sell, they want back in because they get the fear of missing out and they want to be part of the rally. And the shorters, morons, who actually think the market's allowed to go down for more than 7 or 8 minutes at a time, get crushed. And they're forced to buy. And that's why the market never goes down. I was just explaining to my YouTube friends why the market can't go down. Because every time support holds, smart shorts like we are, or broken shorts, I guess, or learned, scholarly, wise shorts understand the market doesn't go down anymore, right? So, yeah, I get it. It did go down for about 20 minutes. But while it was going down, remember, anytime you're shorting, walk through the steps like you're at an AA meeting. Or let's even go before you get to the AA meeting. Let's say you're still hanging out with Pookie and the prom fiend eating that turkey, right? You know you're doing something wrong when you take that first blast. Oh, man, I shouldn't be doing this. Oh, it feels so good. Oh, my God, I know I'm going to have to pay for this. You ain't nothing but the prom fiend. And then you stop in the rehab center right here. Oh, man, it's working still. Oh, can I stay a crackhead for a little bit longer? Okay, you can. But make sure you take some of your methadone right here. Okay. And then you're delusional enough to think, oh my God, is it really going to go down some more? Oh, I better do something down here because I know I'm doing something wrong. And then right here, that's when you hit your bottom and you know you're a crackhead, psycho, as it starts to rally back in your face and then reality hits you that you must be smoking crack if you think this market's ever going down ever again. It's a long way to get to the punchline of that one. But yeah, you're a crackhead thinking that this market's ever going down. So if you're shorting like this trade, right? They can't take the money from us now, right? I don't care what happens next. Money's been made. You did the right thing. But now you know that's how you do it. When you're short something, you have to remind yourself that it's not going to last. And you have to trade by the rules. Long trades, fuck it. Yeah, just buy stocks. They never go down. It's easier. But if you're going to short, which is half of what we do, that's why volatile markets are better than bull markets. I don't mind if we're going up or down. Just don't grind up like that Monday we had a couple of Mondays ago where we gapped up and just grind higher. There's nothing to do. You need these kind of days. You need the market to be volatile, especially because, remember, I'm a bear because I know most stocks suck. I've been around. Most stocks suck. But I'm a bear because we get that. Give me a down move so I could get a faux show, bro. But can I get some more action and give me a rollover too and have some fun? If we're only going one direction, that's not fun anymore. If we're just going down either, as bearish as I am, down, and you really don't really get a better entry. This is the kind of day you want. You want to be able to be on both sides. That's why when I do these videos especially if Jimmy's out there watching. See, I'll do a video for 3.5 hours, right? Well, I'll do it. What have we been? I've been doing these for 2 hours, right? So I'll do a 2-hour video. I'll say one thing in the video that doesn't work out like the next day. This moron, he takes that clip. He's like, see, he got something wrong. Like that's something bewildering. You know, most of the time, whatever we talk about at 8 o'clock in the morning, most of the time we're doing the exact opposite at least at some point that day. So it's not about the commentary and what you think is going to happen. It's about being in when it's happening and understanding what you have to do when you're in. And that's it. And it's the same day over and over and over again. And it's fantastic. It really is. This is by far the greatest trading market I have ever seen. And that's why you don't want it to go one direction. You want this. This is awesome, right? How are you going to get monster trades on that deer long without deer collapsing the other day, right? Deer got hammered, right? On earnings. And then what are we doing? We're buying it the next day, having a lovely trade, right? Shouldn't eat down days. And then the next day, another lovely day on deer long, right? And maybe another long today. Volatility is awesome. Plus, remember, I look at this as a competitive sport. Most people make money in bull markets, right? I'm just talking about trade, not just traders. I'm talking about the investors and the swing traders. Most people don't swing trade short, right? So most people just buying dips, hoping it goes up, and they're making money. But I look at this as a competition. I want the environment to only benefit us. I'm selfish that way, right? So a big range-bound market, we don't have to be in a bull market or bear market. A big range market, as long as we're chopping up and down and staying in this monster range, the long-term traders, they're not making any money. The swingers are making something, but we'll be the ones doing the best, playing these ranges, dips and rips and rips and rolls and faux show bros and blow off tops. And that's the kind of market I want to live in. I don't care if the market goes up every day. I mean, I don't want it to go down every day. I don't want anything to happen every time, all time. But this is the kind of day that I live for, where you're able to take both sides of trades, understand market mechanics, you see all the rigging, and it's beautiful. Like this trade right here. Look how wonderful this thing's been since the crash. You guys know about this stock? Quietly on the watch list all the time. You guys remember FI, right? This was a couple of weeks ago. And it was a dud that day. What was it about? I guess like 20 days ago. Stock crashed again. Terrible stock to own if you've owned it for the last year or so. But if you want to see a crazy chart, this is you were doing good for 10 years, and then you gave it all back. Kind of looks like something I would own. Own a stock for 10 years, you're doing well, and then it gives it all back in about 6 months. But now that it's crashed, that's where I like to come in, right? So now the crash creates the Kardashians and the Andy Dufresnes, right? So as it's trying to find itself at, I think it's 10-year lows. See, as the stock has now come back to where it was way back in 2017, it's trying to find some support. And while it's finding that support, you stick around and you wait for it to confirm those buyers. And how do you do that? You go just on the dailies, right? Look at these V bottoms. Faux show, bro, VWAP break. Faux show, bro, VWAP break. Come back to test it tomorrow. Hey, I remember this one from yesterday, right? Faux show, bro, VWAP break. Faux show, bro, VWAP break. So, again, going back to that conversation about ideas and scanners, how many stocks can you possibly trade in one day? There's so many awesome ideas, and it could have been this dog shit. Just staying with it, understanding it, and stalking it. You love open, right? Maybe this was your trade today. It's been boring the last couple of days, but you got a faux show, bro, VWAP break earlier. Yeah, you got paid. Obviously, another one you had to sell out of. You'd never be wanting for ideas. You know what else has been nice? Some of the rare earths, now that they've crashed back down, they've been finding some love, like USAR around 1250. UUU, which is kind of rare earth and nuclear. By the way, that probably was the low of the day. So while I'm here, hey, what's up? Man. Suddenly dropped 20 degrees in here. Maybe a ghost. Hey, speaking of shitty stocks that haven't come back, you know what hasn't come back in a while? VWAP. Back to where we bought it way back 2 months ago. That's back to the 1-year VWAP. I almost feel like I should buy this stock back because this is one of the only stocks that I've actually swung and never lost. Not once. Got paid every time. And now it's back to the price where I was buying it way back here. I feel like I should probably do it again, but I'm not. I'm going to wait to see if it breaks and goes to 750. So what else is going on? Yeah, NQ futures. Yeah, you could trade NQ. Yeah, I usually trade the NQs. I just trade one contract, sometimes two. I haven't tried the MNQ, no. Would I tell you the shorting is probably over for today? I'm surprised we even got 517.50, but actually that was pretty incredible how it went to the fat finger trades. I'm amazed that this thing keeps happening like that. Like, do you guys even know what I'm talking about with this whole thing? Like, you get these prints out of the money. We used to say, it's just a late print. It means nothing. And a couple of years ago, we started watching it, right? And it started happening on the Qs more often than anything else. And really at the same time, too, between 8 o'clock and 8:05, you'd get this anomaly print just boop, out of the market. And we just started hitting it. Upside, downside, didn't even matter. Just these weird prints around between 8 and 8.15. And the easy conspiracy was the market's rigged and it's accidentally showing us the program where it wants to bring the stock to. And then it happens. And it happens again. And it happens again. It can't be a coincidence. Right? We keep seeing it. And then not only does it go to the price, it becomes something, it becomes another significant event like it did today. Right. So whether you think the AMD, there was some AMD NVIDIA news that caused that sell-off, no. It was the sell-off was going to happen anyway. The NVIDIA AMD's the cover story for the market already being rigged and pre-programmed. And that I don't. It's not really a debate. This is it. It's a simulated. This whole market is just. I'm thinking it's not just days, weeks. It's programmed for years in advance. It already knows what's going to do every day. We just got to just join in. And always remember, shorting is short-lived, and you're going to die. A-Lab, you probably want to be buying it, right? Because it's trending down. The hell's that, right? But there's going to be a buy at some point today, right? Stocks don't go down. So now that this one actually is going down, it looks pretty awful. Sure, right. 153.79. So now, one of these is going to be a fake out, shake out. So let's say you feel like buying it right this second, which is probably not a bad idea. You know why? Because even if you're wrong right to 151.66. What's the price? 152.66. You're risking about $1 here. Or you just play it conservatively. Wait to see how it plays out. If it stays in the bottom range and then breaks back above the top, you buy the break. Hey, listen, I don't know about, there's just somebody commented about crypto and all that. I'd love to see it go down another 50% from here across the board just to see how people react. But everything about Bitcoin has been proved to be false narratives. The whole thing about it being a hedge or a safety net, it's just another tech stock. That's all it is. And somehow people got convinced that it's worth buying in the everything goes up rally. It's still worthless to me. I own some. But I was hoping that it would go down 80%. Just scare the living shit out of everybody who just bought it in the last couple of years. The idea of it being, even if it goes to 1 million, who cares? Who cares at this point? You're buying it at 100,000 to try to make 10x. You could find 10x trades all day. If you're not in Bitcoin already, why would you buy it here? What are you trying to get? Seriously. Let's say they are right and it goes to 1 million. So it's a 10x trade. How long are you going to wait? I find 10x trades every day. I need to own a worthless nothing because governments got behind it. Someone's going to press a button one day and it's just going to disappear and it'll be at 0. And that'll be freaking awesome. What? But right now it's about buying a lab. Come on. What'd you get me into here? Let's go. Hey, stop jumping in front of me. I'm trying to buy it. You guys want to have some fun? Please is back. PLRZ. She don't want to die. If you don't want to die, must be a buy. All right. Anyway, I bought some A-Lab. I'm helping you. I just bought some right now. Well, I don't give a shit. Why not? I'm just going $1. Who cares? See if it works. Whoa, PLRZ again. Damn. I'll show you at the end of the year. It all depends. You guys, have I been off of mic the whole time? Oh, no. All right, we're back. You know what's crazy about the cryptocurrency market? You guys on StockTwits or message boards of any kind? I'm sure you are. You guys know about pump.fun? I think that's where I'm going to release my coin. That website is kind of more legit than I thought it was. I thought it was some cheesy scam, pump.fun. I'm learning a little bit more about crypto before I launch my own thing. Oh, no, I forgot what I was going to say. Shit. What the hell was I just going to say? I don't know. Wait, something just reminded me of something. What was I going to say? Shit. God damn it. I don't know. Well, this A-Lab, I'm down $30 now. What'd you get me into? What kind of stock was going down? Why is the stock going down? What the hell's going on here? Not allowed to go down. Oh, I almost put 1,000 shares. Shit. What the hell was I just about to say? Damn it. Something about crypto or something. I don't even know. Oh, right. Crypto. There is a VWAP coin. Yeah, somebody beat me to that. Every coin name that I thought I was cool, I was going to launch. Like 6-7 coin. I was going to get that one going just for fun. But it's like 10 of them already. 6-7. What? Oh, right. Message boards and cryptocurrency. I've owned Dogecoin before it was called Doge. That's how long I've been in. Back before Elon Musk. My friend and Alexis and I were in this thing, and she was in it before I was, I think. Or no, I was in it, and then she was telling me about how Elon Musk was getting involved, and I wound up buying more. But Dogecoin has been the shittiest thing ever, right? Seriously. I'm in it. I know. I can look at it every day, right? And it has done nothing for like years. But if you go onto a message board, it's the greatest thing ever! Wah! I mean, there are some delusional fucktards in this industry that, oh, speaking of that, here, PLRZ just hit the 836. No way did it hit the same exact price. Oh, look, it opened up and went to 836 to the penny. What the hell did you get me into this A-Lab for? What the hell? My first loss of the day. Thanks, guy. The hell? Get me out of this piece of shit. Stock's going down in a bull market. What is this bullshit? God damn it. My first loss of the day. God damn it. Goofing around with you. Look at that thing. Are you freaking kidding me? How's that even happen? Like, I understand half number. I mean, it opens up out of a hole and goes to the same exact price. That's insane. You know what else is insane? If it breaks 836, you got to buy it. And there's the MSTR finally going to 185 without me. All right, now I'm feeling a little pissed off a little bit. Oh, no. This day just got shitty. Took my first loss on A-Lab. I'm going to buy this piece of shit at 836 and probably get my head caved in. Maybe I shouldn't do it. By the way, Qs are about to be at the highs of the day. You son of a bitch. No, but seriously, if you guys don't know about this, is the one we traded this morning, PLRZ. That's some bizarre shit right there. I mean, man, I've seen that. That's crazy to go to that. What a bizarre price to double tap at. But all kidding aside, right? When you got these, this is like a Tilray trade, right? Oh, that's a real chart. Split adjusted because they got to factor in the split. But if it breaks 836, right? And you just look on it, oh, MSTR finally got to 185 without me. Oh, well. Here, look. Here's the 6 months of this chart. If you can get going again, if you break that 836 at some point later, you're going to be in this void. You could be looking at 1020, and then you're in this candle. It could really just rip again. And yeah, be worth watching. If these garbage stocks move into the close, that's when they start really getting nuts. And plus, look, you got 105 million shares on this thing. It's legit. But if you break highs later in the day, it's even more bullish because the shorts are not going to, they'll be scared to hold it overnight. You know, most people who are short, you know, they're probably short the stock because it is going to go eventually back to zero. But man, if it breaks 836, they're going to be forced to cover. All right. I'm going to go eat breakfast. Would you hold an NVIDIA trade as it makes its way back to VWAP? Would you hold it if you're already in it? Boom, 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 boom. Hell yeah. You got a faux show, bro, at prior day VWAP? Yeah. But you also have a pivot point high low right there. Right? So right now you got to assume it's going back to VWAP and then some. And you got a very specific spot right there. 181.35, 181.35, 181.35, 181.35. Don't sell it unless it breaks 181.35. Your upside target is 1 million because the market never goes down. And now you got a new trade. Yeah. And when you faux show at prior day VWAP, that's the best of the best because that's telling you that prior day VWAP is support. Fake them out, shake them out, under prior, back above it, and you got yourself the making of a VWAP retrace right now. But yeah, stops right here, target up here. Fat Finger Freddy telling you right there, because that looks like a Fat Finger Freddy trade right there. Doesn't work as well on individual stocks as it does with the Qs, but we see that stuff happen a lot also. By the way, thanks for that A-Lab trade. Damn it. I only bought 30 shares, but I wound up losing $35 on that trade. You bastard. All right, I'm going to go eat breakfast, and market never goes down. Believe it. You just may have seen new generational lows. Every time the market pulls back, remember, it traps people. Shorters got excited down there. We didn't. We covered because that's where it went to. I was mildly excited to see what happens next, and I knew what was going to happen because this is what always happens. You got to get out because shorting is short-lived and you're going to die. But hey, not a bad trade. And if you covered and went long, once again, you're awesome. Nothing would please me more for you shorters to get paid again because, man, I'd love to see the Qs back under 600. One more time, baby. Just one more time. I'd love to see that 582.50. I don't think we're going to see it. But, man, I would be very, very happy to see it at 582.50. All right, I'll see you guys in cyberspace. And if you're drinking, don't drive. If you're driving, don't drink. If you guys are interested in Vegas, again, it's not a formal thing. I'm doing 2 presentations at the Day Traders Expo. I'm doing a 25-minute on the big stage and then a little breakaway session for like 40 minutes. Just going to VWAP the shit out of some charts, drop some F-bombs, throw out some fake dollar bills, show people all my tattoos, and then we'll go drinking. So it's at the Paris. I'm flying in Monday night. Monday night will be kind of casual, just kind of probably grab a burger and some beers at the Bobby Flay's, get a couple of free cocktails at the opening ceremonies of the expo. I believe I'm doing my presentation Tuesday morning and Tuesday afternoon. And then I'm going to take a nap. And then we're going out for 48 straight hours. We're doing a Blue Ribbon Steakhouse at the Cosmo. I got a table for at least, I think I could fit 12 of us there. I mean, you don't have to. The table's going to cost us whatever, $200-300 a person. You know how they rob you, $1,600 bottle of vodka or whatever it is. But we got a table right there in front of the stage. It's karaoke night at the barbershop. Barbershop's a speakeasy at the Cosmo. Awesome place, a lot of fun. And then they got the tequila place on the other side. I love the Cosmo. So staying at the Paris. The expo's at the Paris. And then if we're awake, a couple of people want to go play golf with me and Eric. We're going to go try to play around, or maybe a quick 9 Wednesday. Maybe go shoot some Uzis. And then we're going out. And I'm flying home Thursday afternoon. So the quicker you know if you're going or not, you get to hang with the captain at the captain's table. But as soon as I know how many people are going, probably, if we can get our own private room at this steakhouse, that's kind of cool. So last time we had too many people, we had 3 tables. We didn't even get to know each other until later. But yeah, it should be a good time. Never don't have a good time in Vegas. I'm like old school. I love Vegas still. But you know what? If you haven't been to Nashville, Nashville's better than Vegas by far. Love me some Nashville. One of these days we got to get a school trip to Nashville. Love me some Nashville. All right. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Peace.